He's the Mayor of Australia's Glitter Strip. But before running the Gold Coast, Tom Tate was a property developer. Now he's being asked some curly questions about one of his land deals. And he's not happy.
This is absolutely outrageous.
Stop the sale! Stop the sale!
We need a fair go.
That's market value for that one.
It's very different market value.
I hear your laughter. It means how ignorant you are.
This abandoned bowling green beside a resort could be one of the most controversial pieces of land in the country.
My family and the residents of Surfers Plaza Resort would not be in this position at all if it wasn't for the dealings of the Mayor of our city, Tom Tate.
Bill Cahill was one of around 100 families who took to the streets last year to protest losing access to car parks. The car park is located underneath the bowling green, which was built as part of the Surfers Plaza development, but on a separate title. The residents had a lease in place to use the car parks until 2038. But that was before property developer and future Mayor Tom Tate took over the Bowls Club with his business partners in 2005.
So we are victims in this situation, and what is happening is absolutely unacceptable.
Before he became mayor, Tom Tate's consortium was able to pull off the deal of the century on this prime land attached to the Bowls Club. It had been the subject of 2 offers to buy it for $7 million, but Tate's consortium instead paid just $770 grand. Last year, they came close to cashing in on their bargain buy with a deal to sell for $22 million. But the deal fell over before settlement. One hurdle to a future high-rise development here is the fact that 1,800 square metres of the bowling green was not owned by Tate's consortium, belonging to Gold Coast City Council instead. Last year, Council placed its block on the market for sale by tender. Real estate agent and former councillor Eddie Saroff.
I was absolutely shocked to find out that it was sold for $1.78 million, which in my opinion represents a quarter of the value of this land.
A slightly smaller block nearby with similar Gold Coast Highway frontage sold last December for $7.65 million, making Gold Coast City Council's decision to sell theirs for $1.78 million rather baffling.
This is public land. It's owned by the ratepayers of the city, not a bunch of politicians.
Not only have we been neglected here, but the ratepayers of the Gold Coast have as well.
Because that's public land there, isn't it?
Absolutely, it
Public
is.
money.
Yes, it is.
And millions of dollars potentially lost on this deal.
100%.
We asked Mayor Tom Tate some questions at a press conference.
Why did you allow council to sell its land so cheaply at that site?
I don't know. I wasn't in the room.
But you are the mayor, and I think ratepayers think the buck stops with you.
I was not in the room to make the decision.
So you can just turn a blind eye to ratepayers missing out on millions? That's what's happened.
Not turning a blind eye. The decision making was for those councillors who was in the room.
Under the Local Government Act, Mayor Tate is required to, and did, excuse himself from voting on any issue with a conflict of interest. But that won't diminish the shock for ratepayers at his latest deal on the site.
The value of all the property would be greater than $30 million.
This is the Mayor telling a recent council meeting he's secured a new buyer for part of his portion of the bowling green site, which settles in weeks. The $30 million price tag values his land at around $6,000 per square metre, while council's land was sold for less than $1,000.
Do you see the disparity in the 2 sales?
I know all the disparity, and I think the correct value was there.
The Mayor referring us repeatedly to read the tender documents of council's land sale.
I'm not here to educate you. You're a good journalist.
No, but ratepayers are wondering how you could get such a spectacular deal on your land and such a bad deal on their land. How can you explain that?
Market value. This is the explanation.
Well, they're selling in the same market.
Yes, but one you can do things with your land. The other one is more limited.
Council's tender documents reveal both blocks have the same zoning, allowing for unlimited height apartment blocks with the highest residential density in the city. The new owner, Turner Properties, plans to build a 3-storey medical centre on their bargain buy.
He's got plenty of options.
Okay, sounds good, isn't it, for him?
It sounds really good for him,
All right.
really good for you,
Let's see what
not
happens.
great for the ratepayers.
I don't think you're just showing more ignorance.
It is a disgrace because we were never given the opportunity to purchase that block of land.
The residents of Surfers Plaza Resort believe council should have given them more time to be able to bid for the land and potentially ensure any future development includes car parks for them too. How do you feel the residents here have been treated by council?
I feel like we've been neglected, not heard. Because the council has put through this fire sale, it is really jeopardised our opportunity here for car park security.
People who bought in that building bought those units without a car park.
The residents previously had protection via development application on the council-owned portion, which included a requirement that any future development on the bowling greens must provide 150 car parks for them too. That DA was quietly dropped by council before the sale with no explanation ever provided as to why.
Why was that condition dropped by council?
I think, I don't know.
It's a big impact on those residents there.
Yeah.
For council to backflip on that raises a lot of questions, and it certainly shows that the council is not acting in the public interest.
But this is a situation where your role as mayor and your role as property developer collides in a big way.
That's why I was not in the room.
It's gone.
That's
so
why
far it's gone very well for you.
That's
not
why.
very well for the residents
Listen,
and not very well for the ratepayers.
Mate, get your brain working. I was not in the room. There are 14 other councils made the decision. That's it.
And those tender documents also revealed council was under no obligation to accept the highest offer. But wouldn't you think it would be chasing the best deal for ratepayers?